Hi, welcome to today's webinar. We've finally received some guidance from the government on holiday and the entitlement in particular for employers to compel employees who are on furlough leave to take holiday. Now, importantly, this is only guidance. It is not set out in any regulations, so we can't guarantee that tribunals will follow this guidance or allow you to follow this guidance, but it's highly likely and brings some useful options to employers when dealing with furloughed staff and those staff returning from furlough leave and then needing to take holiday. So let me get some slides up for you. So firstly, a couple of bits we already knew. Firstly, employees get to accrue holiday whilst they are on furlough leave, which is exactly the same as if they were on a comparable sort of leave, a maternity leave or something like that. Even though they're off, they continue to receive and accrue holiday. And we also knew that workers could book holiday whilst they're on furlough leave. The question, which we didn't have the answer to, but do now, is whether employers can compel that. And the answer is yes. They can compel employees on furlough leave to take holiday. And the basic rules relating to that accord to the general right for employers to compel employees to take holiday, which is that they need to give double the notice as the period of leave. So, for example, if you want an employee to take a week's notice, you've got to give them 2 weeks' notice of that requirement. This is in accordance with your normal rights as an employer to get the employees to do this, but where it was we were unsure up to now whether you could take holiday whilst on furlough leave, because, for example, you can't compel someone to take holiday whilst they're on maternity leave. So furlough leave seems to have been given a different quality than some other types of leave we are more familiar with. The guidance does, though, clarify that we still need to comply with the general jurisprudence and judgments of, in particular, the European Court of Justice on the purpose of holiday. And the purpose of holiday is well set out as being for rest, relaxation, and leisure time, which in the days of the furlough scheme, employees being off with schools closed, can holiday in that sense be considered rest, relaxation, leisure time? Obviously, everyone's circumstances are different. We hopefully have the schools going back in the next couple of weeks, at least for some students. And so it remains a quality assessment to be made, but the opportunity is now there. In terms of pay, so it must be paid, any period of holiday must be paid at full pay rate. You cannot pay just the 80% of the cap at 2,500, but you can still claim your contribution to that from the furlough leave scheme, the CJRS scheme. So that can be a hugely valuable benefit to employers in circumstances where otherwise employees come back towards the end of the holiday year and they've got 3 or 4 weeks to take, which you've got to pay at full pay. If you can claim 80% of that back whilst they're on furlough, that's a very valuable benefit to have, as well worth exploring. For those who cannot take holiday during this period or cannot be compelled to take holiday for any reason during this period, you do still have the right to roll over holiday for up to 2 years. That was brought in early March in replacement of the usual use it or lose it scheme for holidays. If you cannot take holiday or your employee cannot take holiday during this period, they need to roll that over, they can do so for up to 2 years. Importantly, the guidance confirms that furloughed workers probably would not have the right to roll over that holiday because they have the option of taking holiday whilst on furlough, which is an interesting take on it. Obviously, it does depend slightly on your position as the employer. If you're not in a position to pay them full pay, then that would probably be a good reason why the employee couldn't take their holiday in the leave year. But again, that's a possible option going forward, and it's important that you make your employees aware that they need to book their holiday during this period. They can't just store it all up for November, December, or towards the end of your holiday year, as the case may be. So I hope that's been of some use. The guidance is now up on the gov.uk website. It's quite useful to have a read of. But if you've got any queries or any concerns, you'll see my details on the screen. Please do get in touch. Thank you.